So I'm going to throw it over to Halee for her talk.
All right, so like Megan said, I'm Halee St. Aubin, and I'm going to tell you a little story about what I wish I would have known my freshman, sophomore, and even this past year as a senior. So many of you may think that going to class is an obvious part of college, right? It's kind of the main part of college. But some of you might think like me and think it's okay to miss a class here or there, or maybe a few more than that. Anyways, I'm going to tell you a story about how attendance ruined my life. But not actually ruined my life, but it just postponed my college career a little bit. So let me take you back to 2012, my freshman year of college. I'm at Morehead State, super excited to start this college experience that everyone talks about and explore my newfound freedom. And it started off good. I went to class, every day, getting to know people and whatnot, and actually doing good in my classes. Well, the fourth, maybe fifth week, I had a really good friend that asked me to go out to lunch with her because she had a class that canceled that day. And honestly, without hesitation, I was like, yes, because I was so sick of eating cafeteria food. And I did not have a car on campus at that time, so this was like a golden ticket. I think it was just Subway, just to clarify, but I was pretty excited about it. So anyways, without hesitation, even thinking that I was missing whatever class it was that day, I skipped class, went to lunch, and then I didn't go back to class that day. And let me tell you, this is where it all started. I would skip class just because, honestly, to either finish homework from another class, like a speech maybe that I was supposed to write for a class coming up, or just because I didn't feel like getting out of bed that day. But who would have known that group projects and group presentations were a huge thing in college, right? Yeah. So anyways, I finished my freshman year with 32 missed classes. Yeah, 32 missed classes, that's a lot. I did pass all my classes, but barely, and I did not get the GPA or grades that my parents had hoped, nor had I hoped. So let me take you to my sophomore year. I transferred back to my hometown, to a community college, Ridgewater in Wilmer, if any of you are familiar. And I moved in with four friends that were my roommates. So super excited to start school again and see what this college had to offer me. But let me tell you, living with four roommates and going to class isn't as easy as it sounds. But I did promise myself that I was not going to have a repeat of my freshman year. So once again, like I said, I started off good, going to class, kind of excited, meeting new people, but shortly after I was easily convinced to miss class. I didn't miss as many classes as the previous year, but I did fall behind in a lot of my classes, which led me to the decision to withdraw from 3 of my classes. And I was supposed to graduate that spring, but since I withdrew from my classes, that didn't happen. This also led me to retake the Accuplacer class, or test, for my math class, which put me in a lower level math class than I was in before. So now I have to do 2 math classes instead of 1. So that's 4 classes that I had to make up that following year. I did graduate the spring of 2015 from Ridgewater, with a AA degree. But I decided to transfer to SMSU, which brings me to this previous year. I went to sign up for my financial aid, and that all went great, and then I got my awards letter. And my loan amount was not as much as it had been the previous years. So now that led me to taking out an additional loan, which this is because of my poor attendance from the previous years. Awesome, that's what they do when they take attendance. It goes into your financial aid, and it does affect your loan amount. So if you're, looking forward to that loan amount at the beginning of the year and the next semester, make sure you go to class. So to clear it up for you, I will be going to school for 5.5 years to get a 4-year degree. It happens. Hopefully it is only 5.5 years, but we'll see, I guess. So moving on to this year, I am going to my classes regularly. I have been sick the past couple weeks, which is unfortunate. But I've been doing a lot better in school and keeping on track, and hopefully I will graduate with honors next year, unfortunately. So I am now a super senior, if you guys haven't gathered that. But also, if you haven't gathered, the one thing that I wish I would have known is that going to class is kind of a big deal. Even though sometimes it sucks or it seems like, it's not a big deal, it is. And also, besides saving money, it saves a lot of time. I should be done with school and have a job by now, but hey, school's awesome, so I'm still here. So like I said, the one thing that I wish I would have known is that attendance is really important. So hopefully you guys take my advice and go to class.